Hello there everyone, this is Iron Mark 3 and welcome back to a bit of Captain of Industry. Apologies for the content being a bit irregular this past weekish. I think being off on sick is affecting my headspace a bit more than I would like. It's a bit of a rough week really, but hey, I'm trying to get back to it. So here we are. And I must admit to my failures, I think is the first thing to say here because I have quite a few. I was just glancing around, making sure I was back where I was before starting this episode, and then it's like, there seems to be a connection missing. I was wondering about it because this is struggling a bit to be backed up. It shouldn't be backing up in here. I just clicked this on a whim to check and it's like, hang on, that's getting full. It shouldn't be. And then, oh, this isn't working properly because it's not getting over here. 2 can handle what's going out so far, but there was no actual connection conveyor-wise for any of it. So that's something that slipped through the cracks, and I don't need you just yet. Maybe to be safe, I should probably just start that up. But no. My failures continue beyond this one. Last time I was being so careful to make sure that this setup was working. I was questioning why it was, if it was working, and if I could do it. And the result is a definite yes. I thought it was. I was confused by low yields. I can definitely produce plenty of fuel gas this way, but there's tiny little things that are missing, like well, what was it? I was missing this little pipe here, you know, feeding stuff into the sour water stripper, so that's kind of important. Like the other setup, there's no backup overflow to just ditch that if it's not working properly. I was missing some connections up here towards the cracking units, and then slightly embarrassingly, I was missing basically this entire naphtha pipe over here. And under here all the way through. So it was getting to a point, it was clogging up and then stopping. But I think we are at the sustainable point now because we have this firing properly, we are producing some excess, and we are definitely getting this thing running. I think this is actually something I'm going to do straight away. Unpause all of you and all of you. I'm going to delete a little bit here. So just quick remove that for convenience sake, because I want to actually go ahead and do some more stuff. Yeah, because my next plan is this setup here, fine. It's doing its thing. It's struggling to keep up with everything, so it's causing issues with my level 1 materials. So as a stopgap, I'm going to start winding this one down and get this one rolling, and then just pick up a feed line so we can just do that. So that's nice and simple, nice and easy. Nothing can go wrong here, except for the fact that I just very deliberately jinxed myself. I need a level 2, not level 1. Hang on. Yeah. There we go. And that'll let us bring off a feed line. There, like that. And I'll tell it to priority out that, so that it will prioritize there from there. But this is already going to be producing more than this setup is over here, so I'll just go ahead and completely, well, I say that, I'll tell it to start emptying that, because I just don't want them doing anything. If I pause, I think they stop outputting, and that's not something I want to happen. So I'll just go ahead and tell them all to empty out, use what's on the belts, and then that entire section will be wound down. There we go. Progress. Yes, that's the word for it. Progress. Mm-hmm. Come on, you guys. Oh yeah, I'm still on low speed. Just get rid of these. And because I am wanting to try and get the feeding of the residents bit sorted out a little bit more. I'm going to take the, where is it? Transformer. I'm going to move over here because this is kind of like my utility connection side now. So without any heavier industry, I'm just going to be putting the utility stuff over here just so I can get it cleared out of here a bit more. Right. Moving on from that, what else have we got going on? We've got some digging shenanigans going on in the coal quarry. Got the holes are shifting around and increasing. But this section has actually collapsed. So, yeah, I pushed things a bit too far with that one. I'm going to have to try and fix that a little bit. I'm increasing steel production because I need more steel. But hopefully today I can also get the power plant over to fuel gas. Anyway, now that we're caught up and I have re-familiarized myself by going over things as well, I still wonder who these guys actually belong to. Who are we fighting for this territory? Ooh, another coal mine. Okay, nice. Right, let's get on with the comments, shall we? Got 2 comments from last time. So, since I have a vague idea what I'm trying to do, and I've already forgotten something again, which is, I paused this just to be sure, but vehicles need access to this to start emptying the sulfur out, and that's already backing up really bad, even on times 1 speed. So, let's go ahead and clean this bootstrap generator out. We don't need it anymore. Not for the gas production. Because it's quite happy on its current gas output. And as you see, it's still steadily going up. We'll need more of this to actually fuel the power plant, but you know. Anyway, comments. Comments. Right. I swear I'll make sense one of these days, honestly. Right. First comment from Happy Afer. If only I had more room. And if I built it bigger, I want to match the numbers and How about you start planning your future setups in another way by looking at the ratios for the whole production chain, starting by either 1 input or 1 output's worth, then do the math for your desired production. That should give you a sense of scaling before you run into space problems while planning. To be honest, I have been. I mean, this entire setup was when I was losing my will to live at the space I had available. I was planning to 2 input pipes. This is the spread from 1 input pipe, so technically I was doing that. And I was just shuffling the machines around until I figured out what could go where. Also, do you really need a whole district's worth of gas output? I think I do. I think I do, actually, because got to remember, I'm taking this to run other machines, because it's either this or I use ethanol over here, which I did start using it towards the end of last time as a way to bootstrap something to just get a boiler started until I could reliably get inputs of fuel gas for a maintained supply, because, well, I need to grow lots of corn mash it, ferment it, and then I have a trickle of ethanol. So I'm not sure how useful ethanol will be unless I can find some better way to do that later. Is that backed up? That's all backed up. Ha! I thought I did that. No, I never actually gave these guys eggs. And I can't use the chicken just yet. Okay, right. Moving on. Right. And also, how about letting those boilers not burn the gas you produce, but use wood instead? Your wood area is the only renewable fuel source you have, and you can still extend it further. I can extend it further, but to be honest, I was having a lot of strain on that. And it doesn't show because my wood cutting vehicles have actually wandered off the areas to clear out the trees I designate. That's why I've decided I like leaving them unassigned. And not relying on wood chips as much has reduced the throughput of that somewhat. Let's, you know, until I decide to fix this, let's go ahead and pull that in priority 5 as well. That's priority 5. That's priority 5. Just make sure that that's being pulled. Oh, actually, that may be a mistake because this place needs that priority 5 as well. Let's leave animal feed lower. So it's lower priority. Maybe that should be 0.5. But again, I'm gonna rip this entire section out anyway. So yeah. Right, there's always something going on in this game. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I love it and I hate it. So, but yeah, we didn't see the numbers last time, but this time this section is definitely performing. I think there's always something, isn't it? I do like using that alert system, by the way, just so that I can try and keep track a bit better of what certain sorts are doing, because it'll pop up here if something has a problem. You're my sand mine. Also, I'm digging down here as well. Wow, I am being very unfocused today, aren't I? Yeah, I decided to continue as I mean to go on. I dug down a little bit down here so I can fill this back in with slag, like I have been doing for my industrial areas so far. Side note, by the way. Yes, I know, you're already going on another tangent. What you're doing. Side note is, in the last few days, the devs have actually revealed that in Update 2, when that comes, the thing I've been hoping for a while now, they're going to actually give the ability to place down terrain like the example showed was actually the concrete slab pattern we see underneath our storages and buildings. Hopefully there'll be more than that, but yeah, that's coming. Yay, I'm looking forward to that one. Hopefully I'll be on a new island before that hits, but given my rate of progress, probably not. Bapple did say on Discord that they like to see these more rambly episodes sometimes as well. I'm sorry, I think I'm losing. I think I'm still kind of loopy. Meds, lack of sleep, heat, cold. Everything. Right. Sometimes I feel like I can't catch a break. Oh, you're about done? Yeah, you're about done. Okay, right. Concrete plant. You have served us for 220 odd years now? Your service is appreciated, thank you. But it is time for you to go. I know there was a little bit of cement left, but these guys will no longer be functional without the gravel, so that leave them be. Right. Okay, continuing on with the comment. So yeah, wood chips. If I could grow them more reliably, yes. I think that's partly because I don't have a dedicated section for grinding up wood. I should probably do that, but this is on the chopping block list as well, this power plant here. Or maybe it's not, because it is running off one of the underground aquifers. Then again, it is made of outdated components now, so yeah, that will be torn down at some point, question mark, maybe. Possibly, sort of. Okay, end of the comment. I hereby give virtual head pats to the virtual cat with the name of Iron Mark III. May you purr in pleasure. Or the virtual dog, if you're more of a dog person. Thank you very much, I do appreciate that. I never built you. Yeah, I'll pause later. Right. Thing is, I like cats and dogs. They're both great. So that makes me a cad or a dot, or there are some other combinations. I am just going slowly insane. So whatever. But yeah, either I've never been really worked out my persona or anything like that. So anyway, yes. Another comment is from. I'm probably going to butcher this. Apologies. Vautisakia. I think that's how you pronounce it. Good work. Really like your layouts. It seems to be quite clean. Mine is real messy and for some reason can't do it quote-unquote right. Keep going. Regards from Finland. Well, thank you very much for that. I will get... Actually, I did... When I first spotted this comment, I did have some thoughts. I'll get back to that in a second, because Happy Aether has also responded to your comment. If you said it gets too messy, how about trying district grid your island? What I mean is create clearly separate areas for the production of each major resource with future-proof size gaps for even the biggest vehicles to fit through. And if the production chain setups themselves are the problem, space them out a bit more. That gives you the necessary space to fit in extra pipes and conveyors and allows you to see and fix problems easier. Building each production step as a compact block that is only connected with a minimum number of connections can also help. Well, good modular building mindset will help you in many games. And I think that comment was seen because it has a thumbs up on it. So yes, thank you for that, Type A. That actually goes along with my own thoughts there. I hadn't seen that reply, but yeah. Part of what I've been doing here, and I think it's a good thing to try and keep in mind for this game, is it was partly down to aesthetics actually what I wound up doing here. I mean, if you go over here, it's like because I wanted to like look a little bit more like a regular industrial zone, I wanted to leave little gaps between things. I thought one gap is fine, I'll still be able to see through. It's like you could believe a maintenance vehicle could get down there. Maybe the game will eventually have that kind of thing, I don't know, but yeah, then we get the tangle over here because it's too compact, but ignore that. Do as I say, not as I do. Yes. That's the definition of hypocrisy, isn't it? But no, this was more of a learning experience, this one. So the tangle is a bit too great for what I was trying to do. So, because I realised the problems with this and the spacing, what I went with this one is I wanted to get a route down here, which is why I bounced up the pipes on the outside. Same reason for this gaps here. And the idea of like vehicle access, as Happy Ava mentions, also something I'm trying to follow as well. So it's like, I know the regular truck sizes is what I expected maybe running around here, and that can go into a 3 or maybe a 4. And I wanted a gap on each side of that for pipes and things, so that easy accessible for the imaginary maintenance vehicles or maintenance workers running around this place. Actually, that's something that's good to use, like a little decorative concrete walkway to get up and over a level 1 belt or pipe. That might be good. Oh, it doesn't have a keep empty on it. Whoops. I missed a setting. That might be a good addition in the future, but yes. So, I went for 6 as my default, and as I was putting this down, you saw this in the last episode as well. It's like I was grabbing clusters of buildings and then shunting them back and forth into available spaces. I ran the numbers over and over, trying to figure out how many of each one I wanted. And then I actually did something that Happy Ava mentioned there. It's like I rebalanced it on that. Kind of like I knew that I was going to be getting a diesel pretty quick, so I wanted it close by. But the bulk of the output of this section is actually diesel fuel. Sorry, that's heavy oil over there, not diesel. Don't know why I said that. So I decided to put that a bit closer, and again, as Happy Ava mentioned there, it's just like getting the individual connections down to a minimum where possible. And I'm much happier with this layout than this layout here. This layout looks awesome. It's like the tangle of dense machinery is good, but dense machinery often means you have difficulty getting proper access to it, doesn't it? Oh good, those lines are empty of all the human waste sludge that's going around on there. Very sanitary to have it in the open air next to the houses, I know. Hopefully that doesn't become a thing in the future. But yeah, this is kind of like the approach I'm going to take from here on, because I learned my lesson. The one note is, since pipes are more flexible than conveyors, I think keeping in mind where your conveyors go is more important, because they require this whole like space to ramp up, while pipes can go vertical. Maybe we'll get conveyor lifts at some point, but I don't know if the game actually needs that. Probably not. Ah, limestone is shut down now. Why is everything shutting down when I'm trying to say stuff? It's like the game knows I'm trying to be quote-unquote productive. Oh yeah, fun fact. Several times now, I have actually managed to get my diggers stuck down this limestone hole as I was trying to increase the excavation area. Same with this. I actually cut off like most of the diggers in the bottom of the pit because I dug out this gap next to the access ramp. Whoops. Very much whoops. Okay. But yeah, thank you very much for the comments there, and I'm glad that you guys are still enjoying watching. And maybe one day I'll even make sense. Heaven forbid. Right, let's actually make some genuine progress then, shall we? Something I've realised, actually. I didn't think of it when I was actually unwinding this place first, when I was taking the initial parts out of it. I actually don't need the attached water feed anymore. No, isn't that strange? Yeah. Okay. I do like spamming a tiny bit of influence just to speed up an individual build piece. So yeah, just go ahead and connect that there, and that's the concrete bypass done. That still pulls up. Maybe I should remove those storages. Maybe I shouldn't. Oh, that's something else that's coming in version 2 actually. Balancers and sorters can actually go on raised structure, rather than having to be on the ground as they are now. So that'll be a very welcome addition. But yeah, that is looking quite nice. Also, did I accidentally make that tier 1? No, it's all tier 2. Oh, I don't know. Same thing as before. I'm not used to being on ×1 game speed. I'm really not. Okay, let's get this section split off as well then. Slowly but surely, the original factory is coming down. Silent factories of the tier 1 material production. And here comes a sudden stream of concrete. I mean, I knew we were struggling with the setup. We have been struggling with our older setups for a while, but this is now suddenly a lot more functional, except for the fact that these are tier 1s in the middle. You know, I might as well just do that real quick. It's not like I'm short on the materials. Even if I still kind of want to tear this out and replace it. Just getting things flowing a bit more smoothly. There we go. You know what? I've just thought of something I could possibly share for Vouty Circa. Actually, is that first and last name? Because I noticed that in the tab it's just like there is a space between Vouty and Circa, but then when I've got the actual comments list up for the episode, it's like Vouty Circa insert YouTube obligatory designation kind of thing. So yeah, that's probably a good question. So, thing I wanted to share is in this setup here, I've got these pipes coming from multiple access ports. I've got you can't really see too well, but there's because these are mirrored. See, these are all coming out together. So, but the thing I'm showing is over here: fuel gas, both coming in. But I don't want them onto this pipe here, so maybe it's a useful trick, but hopefully I'll be able to show it with this. So there's our two outputs from the imaginary buildings either side, but I don't want it on this pipe here, I want it on this pipe here. So how I did that was click, then click here, forces it to stay down at level 1. Because otherwise, if I just did that straight onto there, it would only connect one of them. But now that I've done that, it goes here, and then it routes up and over, like that. So it's just a nice little thing there, which I worked out for these denser, really dense, packed areas. Notice the same thing here, except it's going across to there and then down and back. So that's the opposite configuration right there. Just helping things work with the with these multi-port connectors. Don't know if that's helpful to you or not, but hey, it's a little trick that I worked out. So, by the way, I say I worked it out. I'm 100% sure many other people know that little trick. It's just that I wasn't taught. I wasn't told it. I didn't read it. It's just it's useful. Just trying to be helpful. I'm just trying to be helpful. think it's time to get some more of this assembly constructed, and then I can actually start tapping it properly for more power. Okay, bulk and pausing. Let's double production, shall we? Still not 100% sure how this is going to look, but I'm going to have to accept that the edges will be different, simply because I can't dig that out safely without destroying the retaining walls. Actually, that's something that I hope comes at some point, like retaining walls that are easier to work with, like that can dig a bit deeper, so they won't collapse quite as easily. But then again, that might be abusable, isn't it? Because like, if you can melt the deep ones, why would you? Actually, no. These retaining walls are iron and concrete. Maybe a more expensive retaining wall that can safely be taller. A tier 2 retaining wall, yes. That might work out. To be honest, I don't mind the varying terrains outside. I'll just make sure to hide it under machinery and stuff. That's the way to do it, right? Can't get rid of limestone? Oh. Project 1 with Nature version 2 is running out of dumping zone. That's okay. I'll just keep on working through it because we are doing quite well with that. It's our next big project, smelting area. The uneven ratios are coming into play a little bit. I've just had to authorize a third cracker to break down diesel because I realized that under ideal circumstances all of these should be flaring. But you got to remember, A, the ratios are a bit uneven sometimes in machine to machine, and B, some of these pipes aren't up to spec. Sure, I built basically everything out of tier 2 pipes, but some of them requires a bit more than that. Something else I do have to watch is, do I have enough steam as well? So basically, if this pipe is... That's a CO2 pipe, it's not a pipe. If this boiler is backing up on steam, it's good. It is not backing up on steam. So it's about approaching its limit. To be honest, this is also one of the things I enjoy about this kind of game. It's like, it's watching your contraption do its thing. You don't have enough oil because you're still backed up on diesel. Yeah, it's not 3. I need more than that. Stupid. It's the other way around. It's 24. They make 36. It is a ratio of 2 to 3, so I need another 3 of them, actually. Good thing I have tons of spare workers, eh? That should be about right. So, just watching it doing its thing. Let's start refitting. Well, actually, I say start refitting. To be entirely honest, rigging up the power plant for fuel gas operation, way simpler than the multi-feed conveyor belt rigged setup we've got at the moment. Way simpler. I think I'll include this a little bit here because it's a good example of what I was saying, like back over there was how I was working it out, what I want where. Yeah. So I'm making use of the cut tool, just X to drag and move around, or just copy tool to copy these building plans to working things out. And this section, I know I'm going to have 4 workshops producing a level 2 maintenance. Actually, that's something I need to fix up. I wanted doing that one. Though as a backup, it'll do that one in the end if it can't do that one, which it won't be able to do that one if it backs up on recyclables. The input net is the same, so I might as well have that. Let's use the pipette. Actually, grab, drop, 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 drop. Get all that. Right. So those are set. They are where I want them. These are not set because I'm trying to figure out how much space I need. I'm using the steel to mechanical parts versus the iron to mechanical parts because the net input of materials like iron ore is more efficient through steel. Even just harder wearing parts. 1224, so that is like 30, so that's 6 less. Yeah, maybe a third-ish materials less. Though there is got processing the steel up, but you know it's more efficient still. Because I've got to remember the steel versus iron is a 2-to-1 ratio, and this is better, so it's more efficient. At least for iron ore. Anyway, the rub for this one, as it turns out, is going to be electronics, for which we need the silicon and the electronics and the PCBs. And I mentioned it last time, but the pain from this one is going to be from figuring out how to get all of this section here, like more assemblies, the electrolysis, that stuff, and fit it down into this area here. So I think I'll expand this row of walls just out this way. There's a slight bit there where it clashes with the piping, but that is how it works out. So yeah, I know it breaks what I said before of like having like a visible kind of access, but I like to think that people can walk along the top of these walls, kind of get access to things that way a little bit. Oh, that is not quite what I wanted. Hang on. Right. Something I am going to do real quick is prioritize digging on those 2 diggers that we've got in the sand pit. So one of them will still will prioritize sand, the other one will prioritize dirt. Would be nice if we could set like 2 for those rather than 1, but whatever. And yes, you saw nothing. I did not make any mistake at all in setting all this up. Not at all. Yeah. Well, this is one of the reasons why I expanded my concrete production, so I can start slamming down walls. Speaking of, the coal pits are actually starting to run down a bit, so I should probably be thinking of starting work on this one. The issue is it's in the middle of the island though, so that's kind of a pain to work with. But yeah, anyway, I think dig out here, expand along here, and then here I'll try and deal with it. Also got to remember there is, I think, another a higher tier of maintenance. Let's check real quick, shall we? If we go all the way to the end here, section 5. Oh no. Is tier 2 maintenance all we need? Nope, I thought it was. Yeah, there was a tier 3, so we will need that at some point, which will do bonkers things to this as well. But to be honest, since I installed that, I've had way less trouble with maintenance than I did with it on the main bus over here. So, dedicated, quite useful. And that said, this will be the last cut after this. I would like you guys to remember this complex mess. Remember, this is the multi-fuel feed system for solid boilers to feed our power plant. I think I have more than enough parts sitting there right now to replace it with fuel, so that the fuel gas system can operate it instead. I mean, look at that. We've got like half a tank almost going on in there. So that is going on very nicely. We're also storing a whole bunch of spare naphtha, actually, so I think we need some more machines built here as well to keep up with current production rates. Yeah, that might be a thing. I guess one other little thing I'd like to add is... So much for this being just one jump cut, eh? Something I try to do with the pipes is I try to keep them on the same level, or if there's big drops up and down, I try to keep it fairly evident what's going where, you know? Also, I don't mind like upgrading or downgrading certain things to do that. I mean, to be entirely honest, I don't know the knowledge I'm speaking to. Let's get that there as a temporary measure. But I'm also, as you see, I'm doing the same I've mentioned before, I think. Just clicking to get one in the right thing and then letting it do the actual thing. So I'm using the R button there for that particular magnet to allow or disable auto-connecting. Very handy habit to get into. And yeah, I know, this is like... it's going to be so much, quote-unquote, simpler than... Okay. So much, quote-unquote, simpler than the fuel setup here, but it's actually, no, it's about the same. The simpler part is just the feed is that, rather than that complex arrangement of priority mergers. Also, the total storage for input fuel is much higher as well, so that's going to be there. Now I just need the steam output. 5100, 200 is all I need for that. Also got to bear in mind these are coming in two ways from the same thing, so get the height up there to the top level. There, and then that is technically all I need for the output. But yeah, this is... I just thought I'd show this again as like part of the madness to my method, or method of my madness, or the pineapple to my turnip, or whatever you want to say about it. Just get rid of those two. And then this is the boiler setup I'll be copying in to operate everything. So outputs are CO2 on the bottom, steam on the top, and inputs are water on the top, fuel gas on the bottom. Now again, if I forget, I can just click on these to see what's going where. But yeah, that does look a lot more streamlined, because this one I had to have the feed lines going up at between them, because I just couldn't work them into the middle pipe section. Right, time to tear out the rest of it, because this power plant's probably going to be shutting down fairly soon. It's almost out of steam. Yep, got to say goodbye to the entire gas scrubbing assembly as well, since that is no longer needed. That will let me slot the fourth gas set straight in there, though. Already the place is looking neater and neater. Very nice. Okay, this is the last bit, I swear. I swear. Yeah, the brownout is in full swing. We're at 10 megawatts roughly on the rest of our generators. But we've already got this full up to half. The piping is going in. And now the boilers are starting to fire. Oh yes, look at all that. Of course, there is the fact we are dumping this smokestack for carbon dioxide, but it is the lesser of two evils compared to the exhaust. It's just kind of the whole point of getting the fuel gas thing going on. Though something I had forgotten about, might be an option, is we could use gas injection pumps. Permanent disposal gases, such as carbon dioxide, dissolving them in liquid, and injecting them under pressure into the ground. Has no pollution effect, can only be built on top of a limestone deposit. Now what I'm wondering is, with that, limestone deposit, or if I dump a flat area of limestone, will that count? Question mark, I don't know. Might be worth checking out next time, see if that actually works. It does say deposit, so probably not, but, you know, is there a possible way to cheese it? Maybe. The question is, I don't know where those trucks are trying to get, but they are complaining very loudly. Yeah, I lost my train of thought there for a moment. Well, we'd have to do seawater and carbon dioxide, but it's still far better than just running exhaust. So yeah, you are now working. You aren't offloading your steam fast enough, eh? Have I missed something? I don't think I have. I mean, this entire section, I've not touched that section. So I'm guessing that the flywheels are all... No, they are running low. Is there a section of pipe missing along here? It would be just my luck, wouldn't it? Nope, no. I don't know why there's a problem then. I mean, that should be matched to that just fine. So, yeah, power plant is ticking along, doing its own thing, kind of, more or less. Fuel gas reserve is maintaining there. We'll know for sure if we look over here. Yeah, there's still a decent stock of fuel gas, a few trucks load stored over that way. I think I'm still generating naphtha though. Yeah, I'm generating naphtha and some ammonia as well. Mind you, I knew there'd be an excess of ammonia, so that means that this one is doing fine for its hydrogen production. For now. yeah. But anyway, yeah. We can end it there, though. Oh, we can, as soon as I figure out what's going on. Oh. Whoops. Yeah, whoops. Okay. Fine. I'll help out because I'm nice. There we go. And just rescue a few bits and pieces. So, yeah, once again, we've had another quarrying disaster. We'll have our people lever these massive machines up out of the hole in the ground. Just to make sure that we can actually get this stuff sorted out. Because we don't want that one again. I think a bigger storage on here would be good, but remember, this is all temporary. Next big project is this. Now, something else we can do is upgrade the greenhouse, I think, to try and get more food production going. Let's double check that real quick. Double check. Greenhouse. 25% increased crop yield. Does require extra 13% water and fertility. Since we just scrapped the exhaust scrubber over here, that's okay. Greenhouse doesn't require power? How strange. Apparently it doesn't require power. So apparently we have enough glass on hand to upgrade like one. So let's do that. Oh, it needs steel as well, of course. But yeah, we are going to end there though. Why are you saying not on maintenance? Oh, lack of iron ore. Yeah, okay. I've noticed whenever this quarry stumbles, I have problems with iron and steel, and then that rolls straight into a maintenance shortage. So I have started laying out preparations for this area. I mean, unlike the coal deposit, which is a bit complex to get at, this one is actually relatively simple because it's on an outbit side. So I figured do a low planning option, which is just slap it down and then dig out rather than plan for something is probably a bit better. I think this is going to work. Also, I won't be trying to get these next to each other either, like that, like I have done for that original coal deposit, just because it's a bit of a pain to try and dig that out. I still need to try and fix that corner. That's something I was going to do, I've not. The only thing I can really do though is dump dirt into this area here and try and backfill it that way. So I don't know. Anyway, enough of that. We are at the end of the episode, so... Oh, fun fact, by the way. It's always nice when devs play well with each other. And apparently the devs of Captain of Industry have actually got together with the devs of Tectonica. And they are offering both games as a bundle. I've been toying with maybe recording some Tectonica, because I have actually got it, so I don't benefit from the bundle, but I've got it. And that's basically just a digging underground first-person factory game. I don't know. But anyway, that bundle is out there if anyone's interested. Tectonica is actually alright, and they do sometimes release a demo version, so you could try and catch that and check it out, see if you're interested or not. But yes, that is it from me for this particular video. So, let's do the outro in capital letters. This has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. I forgot to sort that out, darn it. I hope you enjoyed the show. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps out me, helps out the channel, gives me those virtual headpats I oh so crave. I'm tempted to unpause this, but this thing generates up to 30 megawatts. Yeah. Gives me the virtual headpats I oh so crave, and I'll catch you all some other time. There we go. I always get there eventually, don't I? But yeah, see you all later. I think there is some trees in here. He says as he looks around in vain hope. Oh, I can fix them over here. Yay for nature.